All right, on this action here, the first play to start the game, the reason why I love screens off the ball is that it forces the defense to communicate, right? And this is where mistakes happen, right? But Chris here, Ben does a good job bumping him off this back screen right here. So as a result, Chris is not able to get his body to set a good back pick here, right? So what Chris should be doing, I don't think Chris was expecting that, right? Because normally Chris will lower his shoulder, get a little, won't let Ben knock him off course here and get a good back pick. And now this becomes an easier read for James, right? The defense has to make a decision. And now you can either make a play. But see right there, he was anticipating the back pick, but the back pick never occurred, right? So James likes throwing the ball early. See, this is what he's looking at, right? He knows the defender's head is not looking at the ball. He believes he could slip it through there, but he's anticipating that back pick on Chris, right? So if we play it forward, you actually see Chris here. My bad, right? Those little details are really important, setting a strong back pick there. So James does a really good job probing with the basketball. So you see him here. He's just kind of reading the defense. And Philly does a good job on the weak side getting everybody in the paint. Now, Amir here is trying to play both, right? He's trying to play Capella's dive to the rim, and he's trying to hedge on James with the ball. But James is not going to pick up his dribble. He's going to keep his dribble alive and force Amir to make a decision, right? So Amir stays in no man's land here in the middle, and now that enables James to go ahead and float this ball for an easy two. One thing that should be done differently here is Amir should get his hands up. Right, Bill Russell used to play one hand up, one hand down. So right here, being that James is left-handed, he should get that right hand up to be able to contest the shot and get that left hand down just in case James wants to slip a bounce pass in there. Right, but that's a good job by James, just probing. He doesn't pick up his dribble early. He just stays here, stays as a threat, forces Amir to have to make a decision, makes the wrong one, puts the ball off the glass. This is when Houston is extremely dangerous. When they get out open court like this, you got a big that can run the floor like Capella can. Puts all the pressure on the world on the backside defense. All the pressure in the world. Right? Because now he's storming down the middle of the court. And that occupies that defensive player there. So James is already reading that. He's making that read right now. He's seeing these three players attack these two. So he knows Capella sprints down this middle, splits these two. Somebody's got to take him. It's not going to be Redick because he's on the strong side here with CP. Right? So it's got to be the weak side. And he's putting all the pressure in the world, Capella is, running right down the middle. And James just makes this read. It's a laser across court. Right? That forces Butler in the rotation. This is when Houston's at their best. These are just the little details here that enable James to make these plays. It's this freeze right here. Right? See how he moves the ball here? It's forcing the weak side to think he just may hit Gordon on a shake-up. Shake-up means he's sliding up here for a three-point shot because the weak side's pulling to help on the big. Right? So James, by simply moving that ball in that direction, now he's carrying a threat to be able to fire the ball over here to Gordon, which just occupies this low man for just a split second. Now he can hit Capella on the slip to the basket, right? Because he's open right now. And most players will try to make this pass right here, right? They'll be impatient with the screen roll action. They'll try to thread the needle somehow with a bounce pass or a pass over the top. And then that'll enable this low side defender to come in and either steal the pass or step in for a charge on Capella. But James is much more patient than that, much more patient. So he knows, okay, he's open now, but I want to freeze the backside. Boom, got him. It's a brilliant facilitating play. Right here, James should already know where he should be going. Right now, he's looking at Gordon running that lane, and he looks to be open, right? But the indicator of who's really going to be open is by how hard J.J. Redick is getting back on defense. So watch J.J. sprint. He knows he's in trouble. He's behind. He's sprinting, right? So he kind of mucks that play up, right? But James has got his eyes on Gordon the whole time through. See that pass there? That's what Tex Winter used to call a pass out of motion. Right, you're throwing a pass out of motion. It's easy for the defense to read. It's easy for the defense to cut off that angle and intercept that pass. But still, you see how hard J.J. Redick is running in transition and get back. The best option to do is to hold that ball. Let Gordon go through and hit the trailer. Right? Here he is filling that lane. Right here. He's filling the lane. Redick's hustling. There he goes. Now I'm occupying this defender here with the ball. And now who's sliding in for an open shot? That's what he does extremely well. It's a little misdirection here. The lean. First of all, the defense should be in a defensive stance already. You know, backpedaling straight leg against James, that ain't gonna do nothing. He's just begging for two. But here, this little shift. Boom. And now he goes into the body, right? Most offensive players will try to go around you, try to get a clean look at that rim. He'd rather go through you. Go through you, initiate the contact, uses his shoulder and his elbow extremely well. And that forces the defense to feel like they have to make a play now because now they're off balance. So they don't want to give a clean look, so now their hands come down on top in hopes that they can get a steal. But that's the problem with James. And every defensive player thinks he's going to get that one steal, and he just gets 2 more free throws. And that stuff adds up. But look at how much room he has to operate. All the defensive players are scared to come in because he got 3-point shooters on the perimeter. So they're all staying pat on their shooters versus coming in and plugging up that paint and then closing out to the shooters. Yep, there's another one. Freeze him with the ball. Here we go. You know, most players that hit him try to make that pass to Nene right now, and that'll activate the rotation, right? But instead, James is patient, right? He looks Ben Simmons off here. See, freezes him right there. See, Ben Simmons' momentum is carrying him towards Nene now. That little move with the ball. Now watch how Ben has to stop. Stop. There's a shift in weight. Boom, there's the pass. It's the little stuff. It's the little stuff, man. He just freezes him with that look. So defensively, what do, right? What do? You have to prepare like crazy to try to figure out where is he looking, right? So if you know he's looking here, you might as well just make him go the direction you want him to go. Either Ben decides to just cut off Nene now and make him swing the ball to Rivers, or he stays with Rivers and make him hit Nene, but you got to try to be a step ahead, which is really, really tough. Man, here's the action taking place. What you doing all the way over here? You're doing all the way over here. You got to get all the way in there. You got to get in there. Use your 2.9. Protect that middle. I mean, that's the option, right? That takes pressure off of Ben's rotation when the low man can rotate it and 2.9 that a little bit. Shouldn't be standing all the way out there. This action here is a great action. This dribble handoff with CP and James. Now, an option that you can have here is on this handoff right here. James hits Capella immediately. CP slips. Capella to CP for a layup. Or Tobias pulls in. Now CP hits Tuck for a 3. That's a good option to have off this handoff here. Dribble exchange. They're switching from distance. As soon as James catches it, he hits Capella. CP slips immediately. Capella bounces it to CP. You can go in for a layup, or if the weak side pulls in, he hits Tucker. Redick rotates to Tucker, and Tucker swings to Gordon for a 3. And there's the same old danger, right? He's just keeping his dribble alive, gets into the paint, right? He's forcing Amir to make a decision here in no man's land. What is he going to do? Right? If he was to come up here and try to contest that layup, then James would just simply lob it to Capella, right? All right, now here is just getting used to CP being in a position here, playing with James here, right? So he's shaking up, but the coverage really dictates for him to hold corner. right? Because James gets all the way down here into the teeth of the defense, and he needs that outlet here. He needs CP deep in this corner here to give him that outlet pass. Tries to thread the needle here to Capella. It's a tough pass to make. If that ball is going to get through, you might want to just bounce that, because it's hard for Capella to see that ball, right? In that situation here, he's driving here like this. He's losing sight of the ball right now. When he sees the ball, it's too late, right? He can't get his hands ready. It just pops up out of nowhere. So if he puts that ball on the floor, if he bounces it to him, then it gives Capella a chance to see the ball, right? And then he can gather it. You know, I used to do this with Shaq when I would go to the basket, but I'd shovel the ball to him underneath here, underneath the armpit. If I knew Shaq was really, really close, then I could almost put it in his stomach. If I was at this distance here, I'd just bounce it. I'd just bounce it, let him catch it, and dunk it. But CP needs to slide in that corner there. All right, this is a problem. If James starts playing down here, then the league's really got a serious problem on their hands. Because of his size and what he forces the defense to have to care for when he catches it down here. You got to come all the way down here and double him and get him. See, even right here, he's done. I mean, he's got the guy beat. No need to play with him. Just go ahead and punish him. Right? And here again, right, you see the defender. You see as he gets his feet set, look at both of those feet hop off the ground. See, as he's gathering his balance right here, that's the time James can pirouette baseline. Right? I used to love that move here. Just catch it in the post, and the defense falls asleep, and you just spin baseline, lay it up, or dunk it. Right? But there's no time to waste down here. You catch it down here, you punish them. The more time you catch the ball down here, the more the defense can set in on you. But if you catch it right here, you got it. One dribble, lay it up. Nope, missed that opportunity. Here you go. He's got that top leg up, but his body is in line with the leg. So now there's no cushion if James spins. So if James can feel that, he can just roll right off of him right now. Roll right off of him baseline, it's a layup. Now he takes his time, let the defense set up. But this is why it's really dangerous when he catches the ball down here. Because look at where the defense is. Now Capella dives, and now it's hard to rotate because the defense has to come all the way to him. Right? So now if Rivers slides over in front of him, now that really opens up Tucker over here on the wing. Really opens him up, and that puts Redick in a really tough position now to deal with two shooters. But this is all made available because teams had to come all the way down to the block to get James. Right? If he starts doing this in the playoffs, man, then Houston's going to be a really, really tough out. Right? But the weak side's got to get used to playing with the spacing here. And James has got to get comfortable punishing him down here versus dribbling that ball out. He's already done his job. He's done his job. Here comes a double. Rivers got to get in that spot, and now you can make your reads. I mean, that's the trick for big guards, man. You get down low here, whether it was, you know, Gary Payton or MJ or, you know, the guards get down low and they punish smaller guards and they force the defense to come down and get them. And now you got Kerr on the shot. You got Detlef Schrempf on the shot. I mean, you got a lot of action working for you. You know, I mean, it's a hell of a pass. But the deception is what we want to look at. If he's handling the ball, you would think he's really just trying to deceive the two on-ball defenders. But he's also deceiving the weak side. So the casualness with which he's handling the ball leads him to believe he's not in an attack position. He's not going to make that pass right now. Right? And he's able to thread the needle this way, where the weak side can't see it coming. By the time they see it's coming, it's too late. That. You know, forget the ball handling and all this other stuff here, right? And this is what James is great at. But doing this, that, boom. Man, if you think James is tough to guard now, you know, this stuff here really makes him tough to guard. You know, this movement. Boom, boom. These cuts are tough to play. Right? They're used to seeing James on the ball. Now he starts making cuts through the paint. Now what do you do as a defense? Right? They're already late. Right? One simple back door. Now he puts a lot of pressure on the defense. They come in. Now he has the same action that he had in pick and roll situations. He can finish at the rim. He can make plays to the perimeter for his shooters. Now they got to get used to doing this more often, right? This is obviously something new. Or Tuck just missed the call here. Right? James calling him in the right spot. But you see, Golden State does this a lot, which is why they're really, really tough to beat in the playoffs. You can't find Curry, you can't find Clay, you can't find KD. They're always moving, right? And so when he gets off the top of the floor like this and he gets behind the defense, they don't know where he is. And that's uncomfortable for a defense, for the most dangerous man on the floor to be behind you. Now you got to turn and look and see where he's at. Right? They start doing action like this, man. Off a movement. So now you're getting the same screen roll situations, but you're getting them coming from behind the defense to the front side of the defense. Look at that. It's off of that movement. Right? So even though the end result is a screen roll, the fact that you're not just sitting on top of the floor and having them create the action where the defense can hone in on him and see where he's at, now you're moving him on the baseline side behind the defense, makes it really, really tough. James could have literally did anything he wanted to right here. He could hit Capella now. Well, I'm wide open, let me hit the shot. Nah, you know what, I'll just pass it. Right? But the fact that he's moving from, behind the defense is what's really important. And come playoff time, they're going to need to do a lot of that, whether it's him below the free throw line or him moving in those actions, on the baseline and coming up to the top of the floor is really, really important. If I was James, the player to really watch is Manu. And it seems obvious, right? I mean, the Euro step and both left-handed and all that stuff, but that's not what I'm referring to. I'm referring to his movement off the ball. I mean, Manu was really tough because he was always moving, always circling around you. There's dribble handoffs, there's down pick action. I mean, he's just constantly in motion, backdoor cuts. And he ran a lot of top screen rolls, right? Don't get me wrong. He ran top screen rolls, but he mixed it up often. He was moving around baseline side. He was doing dribble handoffs from the elbow and things of that nature. If I was James, I'd really look at how Manu moved around a lot to keep defense guessing.